Hi, thanks for being my audience. I'd like to now do the first part of a jot I call Introducing Tom. Turtle walks in the bar, struggling to settle on stool, consumes short time. Not too long, but still, people look. Tom, Tom! Bob the bartender yells, with right fist pounding twice on wood grain formica. Always awkwardly trying to make Turtles feel more comfortable, Bob follows loudly with inquiry. How's it floating? Ag. Tom groans. It feels like it's all on me. Not again, Rod answers Bob. Such bad luck. Jeez. Bob shakes his head and places Tom's usual drink in front of him. It is vegetable juice with squeezed peaches and a little unknown. It is commonly referred to as Henry Higgins's armpit juice. So okay then, says Bob, leaning forward with elbows on bar top to indicate that he's ready to listen. Go ahead and paint my inner shell with your story. But you don't have a shell, charges Tom. Whatever, answers Bob curtly, with a face like a Dick Tracy bad guy, pretending to be a fire hydrant looking at a dog. Both smile a little till Bob nods to cue their togetherness. As one, they blout. Copper, what's it to ya? Everybody knows you don't belong in the funnies. Yeah, well, you'll never replace me, Turtle Boy. Upwardly, Bob extends his right arm for a high five as Tom affirms by groaning, Ugh! Well, begins Tom the Turtle, I'm in my office. You mean here, obviously, interjects Bob. No, 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 corrects Tom, overwhelmed with frustration, yet not wanting to react impulsively. By habit, Tom commits to holding his breath. Tom opens his mouth and bites down, taking sudden air with no place to go. His head extends outward and expands like a blowfish. In this state, miraculously, Tom reflects, exhales, and collects himself. Presently embarrassed, Tom, though irritated, still wants to talk of his daily surrounding stones. Tom shakes his head and after some silence draws drink with straw. Somewhat weary-eyed, Tom looks up, placing his front left wet paw on Bob's right elbow. Tom mutters, Thanks for the armpit. Quickly, Bob retracts his elbow and slowly Tom withdraws his paw. Please, Bob cries. I don't want to be perceived as in any way condoning reptile affection abuse. Tom smiles. No one does, concedes Tom. Wishing to instruct, Tom proceeds in a lower voice. You know, turtles have offices. For security reasons, they're just not well advertised. Another, exclaims the smiling Bob. Another insight in the way things are. I thought it, but didn't know for sure. Now, a regular warns Bob, at a side island in the bartender serving area, isolated like a koala bear in an old gum tree, sits Joe Irregular with intensely nerve-wired hands hovering over dominoes. In the seat next to him rest paints and brushes. Eventually, Joe hopes to create a setup for a knockdown flag display. As Joe sets in place another domino with caution, he speaks. Hey, Bob. the mop. With a gentle left-handed discarding wave. Thanks, Bob retorts. With anger toward himself, Bob acknowledges by uttering out loud, "It is my own doing, it is." With this confession, Bob feels a little more at ease. For no one need to present to Bob a direct causal relationship between Bob's doing and Joe's future falling of Joe's dominoes. Like Bob, Tom, within his own mind, compartmentalizes and reduces Joe's warning in likeness of nothing. Being a turtle, well protected by nature, Tom often doesn't listen to the tacit or explicitly stated concerns of others. While Tom does notice the juice puddle at Bob's feet, as Bob grabs another peach to squeeze, the significance of this is beyond Tom's reach. Except as a reminder that his friend, the person Bob, maintains a bold public face to hide an anxious soul. Still, though, after modest shrug with shoulders hidden under shell, Tom's insides are jostled by his own awareness of a slow, emerging, rising clamor. Yes, an accumulating, rumbling, mumbling from the tables behind surprises this turtle called Tom. For while initially Tom's squatting disturbed and at times obtruded fellow customers' sense of normalcy, over time, among those who matter, the experiencing them open-minded, Tom felt assured that a familiarity developed, rendering it impossible not to accept Tom as a mascot, contributing a warm calm to an otherwise hectic habitat. Subsequently, due to the surprise affecting Tom within, Tom felt an urgent need to discover the true source of the commotion. And yet, upon stool, Tom also senses that a twist too rapid may result in a fall flat on his back, possibly leaving a fossilized implant on his own very being for ages. An implant of him laying for humiliating moments like the old lady who can't get up. Lost in thought, Tom considers the many. Close friends, fast friends, slow friends, fat, tall, small, and thin friends, who in seeing Tom, a 5-foot turtle, or tortoise, if you will, laying on the floor, will suddenly view their relationship with him weakened by the temptation to spin him in a whirlwind. Round and round Tom will go, while said friends will view Tom as a pointer spinner, and themselves as contestants in a game show. And how will all feel when each recognizes that in the end, there are no prizes? Hoping to avoid being this particular diversion, Tom wakes from thought, recalls his turtle training, and decides for now to go with the flow by hoping to have a light conversation with Bob. Ironically, though, coming from generations often wave-tossed, any attempts at light talk for Tom can only start after he expresses his current life complaint in a way where each hair is to infer it to be, to some degree, confidential. So you know, Bob, says Tom tentatively, as if trying to talk about a family treasure buried in a sea cave near some forgotten land. Tom glances about to see who's present. With intention, he looks to his left, he looks to his right. He speaks just loud enough for all to hear. So you know, Bob, there's these superhero ninja turtles, right? Anxious Bob takes a big breath and nods. Yeah, yeah. I know, confirms Bob. Sure, Tom proceeds with a little more strength. And you know the boss wants it now, and about the exaggerated roll of pizza. I mean. Thanks for being my audience. God bless.